traditional legal practices, and the evolving needs of society, leveraging technology to create novel solutions for upcoming legal challenges. So, today, we have gathered here to explore this fascinating intersection of law and innovation with insights from some of the most knowledgeable and experienced professionals in the field. I'm Asiya Rahman, a second year student at Government Law College, Thiruvananthapuram. It is my distinct honor to be your host for today's enlightening webinar titled Expert Talk on Legal Startups and Innovations, organized under the esteemed aegis of the Placement Cell, Government Law College, Thiruvananthapuram. We are thrilled to have everyone join us in this significant, engaging session, bringing together esteemed experts to share their insights on the ever-evolving landscape of legal startups and innovations. To kickstart our event, I would like to invite M. Vaibhavnath, final year law student at Government Law College, Thiruvananthapuram, who also serves as the convener of the placement cell, to deliver the welcome speech.
Thank you, Asya. I hope I'm audible. Firstly, good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to today's event on legal startups and innovation. We are honored to have distinguished speakers. We welcome our distinguished speakers, our principal ma'am, all our faculty members, and all our students to this wonderful webinar session that we have organized. Now, just a brief introduction to our dignitaries today. Mr. Anoop Ambika, he serves as the CEO of Kerala Startup Mission, and we have on other occasions also met with Sir for various help with our staff, with our placement cell, and we've met with him. Mr. Anoop Ambika sir has been on the forefront of fostering innovation and entrepreneurship in Kerala. His strategic leadership with Kerala Startup Mission has been pivotal in creating robust startup ecosystem in Kerala. Now, moving on to our keynote address, we have Dr. Kalpeshkumar sir. We are privileged to have him with us today. He's a law educator and researcher with nearly 20 years of experience. And Dr. Gupta has significantly contributed to both industry and academia, and also boasts as a visionary. He's a visionary in the legal initiative and has worked on various startups, and has very recently been recognized by the Vice President of India for his impactful contributions. Now, and also I'd like to welcome our principal ma'am, Vindhapur ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. You've always been supportive for all the initiatives that we have been bringing up. And talking about the theme, now, when we look at India, our country, from a global perspective, we are one of the biggest markets and we are one of the biggest emerging markets. And because of that, there is a plethora of opportunities that are opening around us. And whenever any market grows, whatever sector grows, there's always the legalities and all the legal actions and legality that goes along with it. Hence, an opportunity for us in the legal profession to grow as any market grows, to specialize in any of these growing markets. Now, we are very, very eager to hear from our esteemed speakers about their experience and their viewpoints on how the legal field is growing and how startups and innovations are necessary, and in what ways they can influence us, and what ways we can look at our own career options with the various opportunities that we have upcoming and that we might not have seen, but with their insightfulness, with their deeper knowledge, that we will get an insight into. Now, the duty bestowed upon me is to welcome everyone. I humbly welcome all of you to Placement Cells Initiative, and I hope the insight we get here from our esteemed dignitaries will enable us to get a better picture and get a better understanding of the legal startup field and the growing opportunities in our country. Welcome you all, and I also would like to thank you all for attending. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaibhav, for the warm welcome. Next, I'm honored to welcome Dr. Bindamol VC, Principal of Government Law College, Thiruvananthapuram, who has been a guiding light for all of us to deliver the presidential address.
Good afternoon. Mr. Anoop Ambika, Dr. Kalpeshkumar My dear students, placement cell of GLCT is organizing an expert talk on legal startups and innovations. First of all, let me congratulate Safisa and team. Technology is altering the legal service delivery landscape. Today, wealth of information is available on the internet and it is accessible to all. Then what is a legal startup? It provides service to improve legal service delivery. Why it is emerging? The first reason is demand. Law is a lucrative industry and startups want a price of it. Legal startups have opportunities to fulfill the unmet needs of legal service. And also, clients are demanding quality service. Then the question is whether a legal startup ecosystem has emerged in India. How do we regulate this legal startup? And our students are interested in how innovation is affecting the legal industry and want to be a part of it. We must encourage our students to be legal service delivery entrepreneurs. We can take this concept a step further by providing online legal aid, online legal education materials, education, and training. Thus, we have an obligation to train our students to build legal startups, and this will improve access to legal service. I hope we can have a MOU with the startup Mission of Kerala to offer online courses on the legal aspects. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Now, it is with immense pleasure that I introduce our esteemed guest, an eminent figure in the face of technological progress, especially in Kerala, as stated by our convener before, Dr. Anoop Ambika. Dr. Anoop is a serial entrepreneur, organizer, and technology enthusiast who is the co founder of several technology startups and currently serves as the Chief Executive Officer of Kerala Startup Mission and also represents the Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission in Kerala State Planning Board. He brings over 26 years of industry experience, including several stints in firms in the US. His expertise spans international sales and marketing, policy making, AI, life sciences, ideation, and entrepreneurship. We are truly privileged to have him with us today. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Anoop Ambika for the inaugural address. Sir, please.
Thank you, Asiya. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Anoop Ambika. Honorable Principal, Dr. Bindumol, Dr. Kalpesh, Safi sir, my dear students and faculty members who might be joining in. It is indeed a great pleasure because I have to say that I'm in uncharted territory. Legal services or legal knowledge is something that I only use when it comes to my own purposes, which would be, writing a contract or registering a land or things like that. So I am only a consumer of the legal system of the country, so to say. I'm not a person who have got deep knowledge in the legalities or the legal system of the country. But I'm extremely glad that a bunch of students actually came to me to the Startup Mission. They said that they would like to come visit Startup Mission, spend probably half an hour with us, and the enthusiasm that was there with the team was pretty nice to see. Pretty contagious, I would say. They came and they said that, we would want to do something. We would want to do a seminar. We would want to do some kind of workshops, etc., etc. I thought that, this is a bunch of people who usually come in and say, and then they will leave. But no, that's not what happened. They followed up on what they said. And here we are in that first step, probably would be this webinar that is coordinated by the placement cell, Government Law College, Thiruvananthapuram. So without much delays, and sometimes I also forget to do my official function or whatever I'm asked to do, which is to inaugurate this. So let me just get that over with in the beginning of the speech so that I don't forget about it later during the speech. I would like to formally inaugurate the expert talk on legal startups and innovations, the webinar that has been organized by the Placement Cell, Government Law College, Thiruvananthapuram. The good thing is, with an offline meeting is that then you get a lot of claps when you're in the midst of people. But now since we are online, I don't see any claps, so I'll clap for myself using, one of these emojis that is right here. But yes, sir. Was there a question? Okay. All right. Now I see a lot of claps. Thank you. Atul, you have a question or you're raising your hand? Okay. Probably people are trying to clap. I'll let that go. If there are any questions, I'll take it towards the end of my speech. But now that the official function is over, I want to talk a little bit about innovation in the legal ecosystem. I would say would be probably a month, not a month, a year or year and a half back is when I went to Kasaragod after I joined as the Startup Mission CEO for the inauguration of what is called a Leap Center. So we are trying to treat Kerala like one urban agglomeration of, it's like a large city, a urban continuum, as opposed to some of the other states. So that is what we are trying to sell these days, saying that in Kerala, it is possible to do any knowledge work at any part of the state. It doesn't matter whether you're in a village or a town or a... And that we thought we would build a small center in Kasaragod. There was this general concern that Northern Kerala, we are not looking at Northern Kerala seriously, Startup Mission specifically. So there was a guy who was very enthusiastic. He said that we should do something there. So we went ahead and created a small Leap Center, which is a 30-people center where people can work, share their ideas, have conferences and things like that. And as part of that, I had a small interaction with the local entrepreneurs, people who are doing some kind of business. And there I met Advocate PV Dinesh. I don't know how many of you have heard about him. If I can see a raise of hands, that'll be a good number. If there is anybody who have heard about Dr. PV Dinesh, Advocate PV Dinesh. I'm assuming not. If anybody has heard about Advocate PV Dinesh, you are free to speak up now. This need not be very formal, but
Sir, if the P stands for Panikkar, then yes. Otherwise, no.
Who is this Panikkar V. Dinesh? He's a senior lawyer or something?
No, sir. Advocate Dinesh Panikkar is the owner of an app called Law Eminence.
I see. Okay. No, this PV Dinesh is a little different. He is a startup founder based out of Kerala, based out of Kasaragod for that matter. He actually put together what is called Live Law. I'm pretty certain that all of you guys know Live Law, right? Everybody have used it. I'm told that even Supreme Court, High Court judges refer Live Law as part of their judgments and reference programs and things like that. So Dinesh, who is from Kasaragod, is the one who have put together this the Live Law. And out of that Live Law, he's now trying to create several companies. Specifically, the discussion that we had is around training programs, about giving training to people in basic legal aspects, right? So he wanted some funding on that. The reason why I said that is, we have a person, a lawyer, a Supreme Court lawyer from Kerala, from Kasaragod for that matter, who have already gone out of the box a little bit from the regular practice that you do, and created a portal, a knowledge repository, which is primarily used by pretty much everybody who's working in the legal system right now today in the country. So we have an example right next door about how you can look at innovating, how you can look at, thinking a little out of the box. And why should you do that? Why should you do that? Frankly speaking, I am a bit afraid to go to an advocate. If I am in some sort of a legal trouble, my first instinct will be to just negotiate and settle, right? And that is and primarily why? Because I don't want to go through the never-ending cycle of law, if I may say so. Delayed justice is denied justice is a saying that I've heard for a very, very long time. But the fact of the matter is, the delay that is associated in delivering justice is a reality in India. And most of the times people just get tired, not only economically, but in terms of time, in terms of energy, in terms of your age, going after the legal system and trying to consume justice out of the legal system. So that by itself is a huge opportunity. 140 crore people, out of which, let's assume that if 10% of the people is going through some sort of legal documentation, some sort of arbitration, some sort of litigation, you are talking about 14 crores people trying to understand the legal system and trying to become your potential users. That is what in the startup world, we call that the serviceable, addressable market, which means that you have, and that 10% is a number that I'm just throwing out. It might be more than that. There might be 10% of the total population who wants some sort of legal help, which you have to understand that about if I have a headache and I go and ask Google, it'll give me all kinds of diseases starting from small migraine or sinusitis to brain cancer or brain tumor, right? So suddenly you are confused about, oh my God, am I going to be staying alive for the next week or so? And you're so confused with that. So that is the problem with open, uncurated content. Will you be able to create a knowledge platform wherein people can just come and search for the problem and give them the exact right answer, which is what the LLMs, I'm sure many of you guys are now using GPT-4 or GPT-4o or whatever new things are coming onto the market. So I see the advent of the large language models seriously disrupting the legal system, because you imagine, to write a judgment is a big task. I'm assuming, I've never written a judgment, but I know that the court takes probably 10 days or 15 days or a month before they could actually deliver the judgment. So I'm assuming it is a large task. Somebody needs to put all these facts together and create a small snippet which will be concise enough to deliver the essence of the judgment. So if you can actually put all your first thing is, I need to refer, and this again I'm seeing from the Netflix series or the movies where lawyers are featured, right? That's what I'm trying to say here. So people will go and refer these thick books that I've seen in the office of every lawyer that I've gone to find out judgments, histories, legacy judgments, etc., etc. Just imagine that can all be done. If all these documents are ingested into an LLM, all these references can be easily found out within a matter of probably a few minutes or a few seconds. And then comes consolidating these references together and putting together an argument note. That can also be done in a few minutes if you have the right snippets that are extracted out of these the historical judgments as well as the law books. You will be able to concisely put together an argument note. And then comes the judge's job, wherein you will have to look at the various evidences and arguments and things like that and reach a informed decision and prepare a note. All these things can be automated. Just imagine. And I'm not saying that automation is required because you need to do it fast. I'm saying that automation is required so that you can deliver justice faster. So this delay in justice can be significantly reduced if you start using technology in some of these areas. And incidentally, I had a very interesting discussion with Commissioner of Police Trivandrum, who is also very, very keen on the technical aspects of how he could prepare an FIR, how he could do a site inspection using computer vision, how somebody will be able to create an FIR just by running a drone over the site of the crime. So those kind of interventions are also happening, wherein two policemen need not necessarily go to the site and do it to get a first-hand report of what happened in the site. It can be easily done using a drone and applying computer vision and some of these other new generation technologies like AI and ML. And just imagine the tampering of the evidence is something that we keep hearing about in multiple places. So that is where blockchain kind of technologies come into the picture, where nobody will be able to tamper with the evidence. So all these new generation technologies have got applications in the space that we are talking about. So my plea is primarily today, one of the reasons why I was very excited about this event and why I really wanted to, I was telling Safi sir also that I want to actually spend some time offline, not online. Online will not give you the opportunity to actually interact with people. I really want to actually have a meeting with all of you guys. So, and go a little beyond what ma'am was asking for, which is an MOU between Startup Mission in delivering content about startups. We can do that. That is a given. We can do that, and there is no problem doing that. But I believe that beyond that, there is a large amount of intellect that is lying around, which is in a field where you have probably 14 to 20 crore customers, which is not primarily utilized right now. And your ideas, your knowledge, your problem statements that is happening in the courts, in the field, in terms of research, in terms of arbitration, in terms of banking, all this can be converted into new companies. And in that whole process, I'm more than the excitement that I have about the wealth that it could create, which would be tremendous. My excitement is that finally we have an option to deliver justice faster than what we do today. So I'll just take a moment and ask you to just look at these following companies. There is a company called LiveLaw, which obviously I talked about. Then there is a company called LawQube, LOWQUB, based out of Technopark Trivandrum. They have created a SaaS platform, a software as a service platform, wherein all the court proceedings will be stored onto a cloud platform, much like your Gmail or people who have used it in AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Azure services and things like that. Then one of the largest areas in which AI, ML, or technology has evolved is in contract management. So people, the large enterprises are finding it extremely difficult to keep track of the contracts and, review the contracts and find the minor details of the contracts and things like that. So there is already a lot of contract management systems in place, but this AI LLM is seriously disrupting the way in which contracts are reviewed, contracts are renewed, contracts are kept track of. So, and invoices are raised based on these contracts or work orders is how the invoice, needs to be raised. And all these things happen as part of this. And then there is a company called Lawyered. Yeah, that is one of the problems that I'm having. If I don't have a cousin or a friend who has gone to the law college, who do I who do I get? Which advocate do I go to? Is there a general directory of advocates for or a hyperlocal network of advocates that I can go to? And is there a possibility that people can rate them, review them, so that I know who are the best advocates? That is another opportunity that I have right in front of me if I were to do something. Then we have called LawBot Pro by Rare Labs. It's a AI initiative offering free legal aid. So that is another problem. Most of the common people, when I say common people, who are probably in the lower middle class or the lower class of the income, they are having an extremely tough time, primarily because most of the content that is being generated is in English, and nobody is there to give a vernacular support for the legal queries that you have. So if you're ever able to actually do something like that, that is again going to give you a lot of opportunities to do that. And I'm pretty certain that beyond this there are areas. So I also had a very interesting discussion with a senior high court judge who is very interested in putting some of these technologies to use. So there is an opportunity. I'll just list down some of the opportunities. AI based case or court type identification for case filing, blockchain systems for wakalats and attestation, self-attestation, automated editable orders for judges and staff, OCR, which is optical character recognition, which means that if I have a written document that is coming from a historical judgment, I can use optical character recognition to automatically extract content and digitize that. AI-based e-discovery, robotic process automation for the court ecosystem, automated case settlements in selected areas, which means I don't even need to go to an advocate, or I don't even need to go to a court, but the system will enable you. It acts like a virtual advocate or a virtual court, wherein both the parties can come together and negotiate and say, if just assume that if you have an office tomorrow and you provide this service wherein you don't need to get involved, you're just providing the system wherein I or somebody else, let's say I'm having a litigation with Sufficer, and we both ask our own questions and the legal aspects of this is pointed out and we reach an agreement. This is a perfect world, but this is all possible. And seamless integration with the bar council, so that everything is integrated into one system. So there is a lot of potential in terms of systems that you can produce, wealth that you can create, companies that you can create, jobs that you can provide. And in that entire thing, I would say the biggest advantage or the biggest outcome that I look forward to is the delivery of justice in a timely fashion. So I'm hoping that this webinar will be a first step towards you thinking. I mean, you're all going to be entrepreneurs, because when I look at the entrepreneurship journey of Kerala, I would say that lawyers, doctors, actors are some of the people who are the real gig workers, because even though you start practicing with a senior advocate, you would eventually want to establish your own practice, which means that you are becoming an entrepreneur. You're setting up your own practice. You're employing people. You're creating wealth. You're helping the society. So that entrepreneurship DNA is already instilled into your system. As lawyers, you know that someday I want to set up my own practice, right? So that is already there. But just try to bring in a little bit of technology into it. Look at the problems that is lying around you. Try and see if you'd be able to build solutions. And what I can guarantee, ma'am, is that if people come up with these problem statements, I'll be able to provide this technological help to convert these problem statements into prototypes, wherein people will be able to attract investments or create a company. So I'm like I said, I'm very excited to be here today. And part of my excitement is that it is a large market and a large intellect that is lying here, which is currently unutilized in the sector of entrepreneurship. And I really, really hope that today's webinar is going to be a first step towards unlocking that intellect and creating a very, very robust legal startup ecosystem in the state of Kerala. I would like to thank each and every one of you for inviting me here today. And I am extremely, pleased that there is a very active set of people who are part of the placement coordinate cell. I congratulate each and every one of you. And thank you so much. You have a great rest of the day deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful inaugural address. In fact, he has shed light on one of the greatest challenges that we face in the legal system, which is justice delayed is justice denied, and on several new innovative possibilities to mitigate this challenge. Thank you so much. Moving forward, I'm deeply honored to introduce our keynote speaker for the day, an illustrious personality in the world of law, technology, and entrepreneurship, Dr. Kalpesh Kumar L Gupta. Dr. Kalpesh Kumar is a distinguished law teacher and researcher with nearly 19 years of experience in both industry and academia. He has served as an assistant professor and faculty coordinator at GNLU Legal Incubation Council, which is India's first legal incubation center at the Gujarat National Law University, in the establishment of which he has played a prominent role. Driven by the alluring force of innovation in the legal field, Dr. Kalpesh Kumar is the founder of several pioneering platforms in India, such as ProBono India and Legal Startups, and the chief administrator of Law Teachers India. We are indeed very fortunate to have him share his expertise with us today. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kalpesh Kumar. Sir, please.
Yeah, I hope I'm audible. Thank you very much, Asya, for kind introduction, and I'm thankful to Principal Ma'am and Mr. Safi for kind this invitation, and I'm great to listen to Anoop sir. Anoop sir, I hope you remember that we had a certificate course in legal and allied laws few months back with the Mark Gregory's Law College of Law. So unfortunately, we due to your teammate join in that course, so we couldn't attend. So I hope you remember that we had a certificate course in legal and allied laws few months back with the Mark Gregory's Law College of Law. So today I am here to teachers, books, lot of issues were there. I guess I learned as a faculty, not as a student, this entrepreneurship journey, because I got the opportunity to work in industry and in academia also since 2010. I'm in academics. So those way I learned a lot of things in that with the taste, with I learned a lot of things from students. So and then because they have a lot of ideas, I was in Gujarat National Law University and then part of GNLU Legal Incubation Council. So that was a great time, and obviously for that time while working in IIM Ahmedabad, I assisted various subjects. I listened to entrepreneurs. Then I got to know what is entrepreneurship, what are the social entrepreneurship, and then how they started that particular, set of initiative at particular point of time. I hope my PPT is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So I'll be moving fast because I have half an hour only. So brief discussion about as Sir Anup sir rightly stated, give very good example that also in my PowerPoint presentation, and then Advocate Rashid is also one of the co-founder Live Law. So I know how they started Live Law since beginning, and then other platform also like Lloyd. I know Himanshu Gupta, he started Lloyd platform, like Anup sir rightly pointed out, and various other platforms also. So I keep asking students what they want to do after law. So most of the time, I would say 99% of time, they don't have any answer. Very few options are there, like practicing or becoming a judge or law officer. So very, I would say 3-4 options are there, but nobody talking about starting something. Again, definitely I cannot blame because the ecosystem that we have, that we just focus on like practicing or 2, 3, 4 options after doing law, because the faculties, I keep telling faculties also, like they don't have any idea like what to do because they have not learned, and then unfortunately they don't want to learn also. So that is another point of things are there because it's not reaching to students, because faculty we should first know, and then so while teaching any subject. So for example, like contract law, so like e-contracts are there, smart contracts are there. So in that way, a lot of things are coming up like blockchain technology enabled contracts. So these are the things are there the faculty should discuss. For example, contract act or any other thing, intellectual property rights, very straightforward. I would say in 3 year, I did 3 year law course, the LLB and LLM and then PhD. So totally we studied around 35 subjects. In 5 year, you learn around 50 subjects. So I would say there are uh, 90% of the subject, 90 to 95% of subject, there's a possibility, like, you can have some innovation. Obviously, some dry subjects are there, unfortunately. But again, most of the time, like, you can have some innovation in that particular subject. I'll give you example of contract law, maybe in IPR, maybe in constitutional law also, right? So things, how do you simplify that particular, subject? So again, I won't be going to detail what is startup. So we can say the startup is a young company started. So we can cannot say, like, with the years, number of years, like, some, like, you can say a young company. You cannot say like startup started a few years back, 3 years back, 4 years back. Again, depends upon the. So you can just simply say it's a young company started by few individuals to uh, make a growth, or have some potential in that particular initiative. So I love this definition. You can see on the slide number 7. So it's like you want to solve a problem. When you're talking about, like, want to solve a problem, and then you never know what will happen. This is again one kind of experimentation. All our startup, once we see the startups, so most of the startup you see, it may be their second, third, or fourth, fifth success, not first one. So this thing you keep in mind. If it's right now you're thinking something and you may fail, or somebody picked that particular idea, you're just thinking, and then somebody picked the idea. So no, don't worry about those things. So at least you started thinking an out of box. That will help you. Need of startup, I would say. So first thing should come into mind. So most of the time, students like give a reply like, "Sir, we want to make a money." So first thing, when we are talking about the startup, you should talk about like the problem solving. Rightly stated by Anoop. So, like, there's issues, dependency of cases and judicial administrations, right? So when I was in law school, so at that time we used to read more than 2.3 crore cases are pending. Now it's almost like, it's a more than 4.5 crore cases are pending in India. It will take years and years to solve that. And obviously it's again, so data you can see from National Judicial Data Grid. Live. You can see that, like, how many cases are pending. Unfortunately, we see Supreme Court information is not available. And what about the quasi judicial body? Consumer and tribunals, various consumer bodies are, sorry, commissions, tribunal, quasi judicial bodies are there all over the India. So what about the pendency of that, those kind of the forums cases? That is not listed on this. It may go to more than 10 crore or 15 crore, but we don't have any clue. Consumer is something different thing, some commission is different thing, and then this data dot, what you can see, the pendency of cases. This is talking about this, the courts, like civil, criminal. So those kind of courts they are talking about, not this quasi judicial body that consists of forum, tribunals, or this commission. When you're talking about startup, you will see the reason. This is the TED talk you can see later on, why startup succeeds. You put it on YouTube. It's a very well-known TED talk. One way I keep asking students, like, why, like, why your startup will succeed, or what first thing that you require to start a startup. So they will say, so the money is the first requirement to start a startup. So again, the reason, like, last 6-7 years, I would say the scenario has changed. Again, like, he is Stabil Gross started many company and failed in many companies. So he did research. So he can see it is not a forced thing. Like funding, you can see it is on the bottom. Like you talk about, for example, I have idea, right? So I may succeed. It's nothing wrong and right. It's his experience. He started many company, he succeeded many company, and failed also in many companies. So he did research, and I also believe in this thing regarding the timing. He gave example, like when YouTube started, there was no revenue model, how to make a money. Sometimes, since you also believe, like, how will I need a money, or how will I earn a money? What will be my business model or revenue model in a particular team? Nothing wrong and right. Sometimes you have idea is great, or nobody's there in the market who can have a first mover advantage, and maybe for years and years also. So those things also you can succeed. You have a very great team that you can also succeed. And then as per his analysis, like, look at the timing. So timing, I also believe in this. Whenever I thought of, and then I come up with my initiative in that particular domain. So this is a thing, again, nothing wrong and right. You can think, if you have great funding, you have a lot of fundings, great business model, you can succeed. Again, this is again his perception and his experience that he has shared. Now, related to entrepreneurship, different things are there. Like sometimes some of you maybe different nomenclature you might have seen, like, entrepreneurship and woman entrepreneur, womanpreneur, or like edupreneur, like Vedanta and Bejus, they are into education area. So these are the nomenclature of the terms have come from entrepreneurs. And then couples starting something. So couplepreneur, like Shark Tank India, right? Must be might have seen like 3 seasons done. So first edition around 9% they were a couple. They were in batchmate. They were studying together, working together, or maybe senior boss or juniors, and they started something, and they got married and started something. Um, Another term like is social entrepreneurship. Some of you may be like interested in doing some social activities with having some business revenue model. So again, social entrepreneurship not a necessary NGO. Okay, always like we okay, it's for the social purpose. So let me give you an example like a miracle courier. So you can see the example Mirakle. So they hired I was in IIM Ahmedabad. So there's a subject called social entrepreneurship second year. It's an elective course. So who are interested, they can take up this course. So he called the founder of his name is Dhruv. He's from like Bombay. So he shared his experience like social entrepreneurship when there is a social issue. So nobody would like to hire different able people, right? So now things are changing, and then another thing, you won't be sending those people on ground. Here they hire different dumb people as a courier call. So this is like there is a social issue. Another example you can see is like menstruopedia. So Aditi, she started this. So menstrual cycle, it's considered as a taboo in India. So she started this in 2016. So explaining the menstrual cycle with the help of comics. So this is like the entrepreneurship again. Entrepreneurship is umbrella. Startups comes under that entrepreneurship. The social entrepreneurship, there's a social issue, and then you want to solve that particular issue. And the disasterpreneur, you can see like before corona, like very few people, I would say 0.00 maybe percent, they must be using sanitizer, forget about the mask. So when there is a disaster, right, you come up with some product and services. So this is the terms have come up, and then in law there's a legal preneur have getting popularized nowadays. So in other obviously terms such as techpreneur or different like serial entrepreneurs, so different terms are there. Another term you can see, I hope my slide is moving. I'm on slide number 14.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So another like different terms called entrepreneurship. So everybody cannot become entrepreneur. Like you will be working, I also work. You will be working in some organization, institutions, or maybe some firm wherever like you will be going. Maybe few or maybe like I don't know like how long you'll be working. You'll be able to sustain. Uh, Entrepreneur is like you are into particular organizations, and then like you some do innovative activities, and you are getting reward for that. So not necessarily like obviously it's not possible everybody starting something within an organization. You do some innovation activities and you're getting reward for those things. So this kind of policies are also there, schemes are also there in particular organizations. So this also can be explored. Don't think I'm in a job, I cannot do anything because I will be going for 9 to 5 job, and then whatever task I will given, I will focus on that particular task only. So no, I've been doing, I work various places. So, I kept doing some innovative things, out of box thinking. And then because of that, I learned a lot of things, explored things like I was in GNLU, other places. So that thing, really helping me now. I did that initiative. And then because of that, I've been spreading this knowledge all over the India. I personally learned a lot of things by developing those things. Uh, the Shark Tank, right? I hope how many have seen this. If episodes are available, please go through it. Some web series again, you can see like obviously lawyers web series also there. Just this is again they're focusing on social, this again different initiative. Like I'm talking about entrepreneurship, like how they struggle and pitch those ideas, and then how they started Physics Wala and Udan. I hope you must be aware about this remake of Surai go through, right? If I'm not wrong, that's a movie of name in South. This is Udan in Hindi. So this is talk like how that started. Now another thing, like I'm focusing startup ecosystem. Uh, this is like like the Kerala startup business is an example of startup ecosystem. You need some support from your ideation stage. You thought of something after starting something, or maybe after some time they like a accelerator also, incubators. That's a and accelerator incubator starts like helping before and in between also, and then you have to make a growth. So there are accelerator are also there to support after some time you have to grow in the market. So different, it's a part of like incubators and this kind of initiative, incubation cells, support startup mentors, the fund, and then this kind of investors. So this is also entire things is part of startup ecosystem. Unfortunately, people are not aware about the. I went to North recent few months back. So one of the faculty asked me, sir, how can I get this idea of this ecosystem? I told him, because national level institution people are there from all over the India. So I told him, if you see, you just state, state name and then startup and then state name, startup Kerala or startup Punjab, startup Gujarat, things will come up. Everything is more than around maybe 20, 32, obviously including UT, they're having a policy on startups. So you just check it out again, and then obviously you can collaborate also with for example, you don't have that policy also, sometimes not robust policy, so you can just collaborate with your friends who are in different, like for example, I keep telling, like in Gujarat, a very good ecosystem is there, so people are there, right? You can, people are studying also, you can have some startup with those and then get those kind of funding. You can get support from Kerala startup ecosystem also, from Gujarat also, maybe other states also nearby, maybe in Andhra, Telangana, or other states also. Those can be you can plan those strategy. So after this Startup India, things have changing, and a lot of things you can see happening for last 6-7 years, and then this is a ranking being done last 4 years. So again, see, Gujarat was in top and Kerala was in top performer. Now, as per latest ranking, this is 2018 ranking. 2019, you can see different category. You can see best performer, top performer, and then this category. And this is the third ranking, and this is the latest ranking. You can see. So category, obviously they divide as per the state. So category A, left side you can see in orange, the best performer Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Earlier, the 2 years only Gujarat were there on top, and then Karnataka joined a recent as per the. So we should be proud that the Kerala is leading in the startup developing ecosystem. So we should get those kind of opportunity in this. Different. This is again see key figure as per latest January latest rank the startup. So 31 states with startup having their startup also. Wherever you go, systems are there. This is recently you can see startup conclave was organized in Gujarat in December last year, and then different college institution they set up a stall to exhibiting. So you can see here. Yes, any question query? So you can see here, this is that's my stall. You can see GNLU Gujarat. So 4-5 incubator. So I'm a alumni of GNLU also. I did PhD from there. So 4, 5, 6 students were there. So this is one of the student law field also, not necessary. So he started startup called Truck Spot. So transportation initiative, the company they started. This is me. You can see I'm explaining student different. They're visiting stall and explaining what is legal startup. Those things are explaining. Now coming to legal startup, the main point. So again, issues are there, so we can divide. So we have to I told you in the beginning, the problem solving approach. So a lot of problems are there, pendency of cases, and then a lot of difficulties are there in court administration, and then a lot of practical difficulties are there. I hope you like senior student startup might have started going in different law offices and courts. They might have seen what are the things are happening, and then going lingering for years and years on procedural aspects. So you can see, first we have to think what are the problems. We have seen startup is a young company, or start a few years back or months back, that we can say in that way. The issues in the legal part of field you can divide in 4 part, or maybe you can fifth you can put miscellaneous also, others part. First thing related to the legal education. So we are studying, so we know, I keep asking, sir, there is no practicality in this, and then no out of that context syllabus are there, no practical. So first thing, no practical experience, unfortunately, and that is right. Even in the big law schools, also no practical training being imparted in law. So legal education, you can think what are the issues in the legal education. Second thing, legal profession. After studying, completing your law, you go to legal profession. You will see you don't have practical knowledge, and then there are a lot of complexities are there, and I don't know how to do court procedures and drafting case or soft case, or maybe whatever the things are required in the legal profession. Third thing, judiciary, they have court management, case management, and then because pendency of cases is the biggest headache for judiciary. So third thing. law enforcement agency like police or CBI, forensic experts. So issues in that particular field. Or fifth, you can put up in miscellaneous part. So you can think, oh, you want to solve problems, something in legal education or maybe into legal profession. Again, for the sake of I have understanding, I have classified. So no need to mug up this thing. And then maybe in judiciary also you can solve something. So legal startup, you can see very basic, we provide legal services. Innovation in the legal services called a legal startup. And practicing law, you are starting a law firm, stereotype law firms are there. A lot of you don't think you have 100 juniors and it will be called a startup. The answer is no, until and unless there is an innovative approach. Innovation in product or services in legal services, it will be called as startups. Practicing, you are practicing or running a law firm, it is not a startup until unless there is an innovative approach. So you can divide this legal startup in 4 ways. So B2C, B2B, B2G. I hope you must be aware about these terms, the management term. B2G and B2L, so business to customer, business to business, business to government, business to lawyer. So in business, for example, I need a lawyer, right? I need a lawyer in Kerala. Okay, I will type a Kerala, and then I need a lawyer in Thiruvananthapuram. So district will be there. There are a list of lawyers will be there. Some practice in civil. So in that, I can find a lawyer and then get advice or things can be done. Some do it yourself document, for example, some basic platforms are there. I want to have an affidavit or some agreement, so fill basic details and then document is ready. You can do it yourself, right? By putting the basic detail. The free legal aid, online legal aid help can be done. This is some example. Directly consumer is getting this service. That's called B2C. Now B2B, as a business house also, I need a lawyer for the compliances, so I can find a lawyer. A lot of compliances are there. Contract managements are also in that. So many laws. Sometimes you have to see whether not many organizations they can have a full-time lawyer. So things are there. For example, like contact things are there. Maybe some other things. It can be done from outside. The firms or a person that can be done. So compliances or contract management, and then legal supply. So many cases are there from starting from till the end. So many litigations are there. So those managing legal supply thing. So this is the example B2B. Now government, the third part is B2G. So government also need innovation. So you can see there are AI committee also there. So many cases, you can develop something. Online dispute resolution system, case management, court management thing, and these are the app also you can see for legal aid. So this is again developed obviously government body. So you can also come up with something and then provide. So example like this SUPES and AI committee, other examples. So done by this the Pune-based firm ProBono basically free of cost they did for Supreme Court. Those that way also you can service society. Maybe for example, not in Supreme Court, in Kerala High Court also, but we have to it's rightly stated by Anoop. So he interacted with lawyers and judges, so they will tell you the problem. You start going in judges, and I remember this business plan competition in Gujarat National launched last year. So 2 students from Government Law College Mumbai. So they come up with very good, because they started doing intensive. I told him how you got this idea, solving a problem. Like the bail bond, for example, somebody can do release from on bail. So, they have to deposit the money as a bail bond, and then they after, for example, so if you're not able to around 4 p.m., then, the counter is closed. If you don't go, then, the person will have to again be in jail for 1 day or maybe 2-3 days, which Saturday, Sunday is there. So those where they come up with great problem, so a great solution for that particular problem. So they observe while they're doing internship in the district courts. So those were also it's all about most of the things I learned from the observation. You start going in lawyer's office. Okay, this is a problem. How can you solve the problem? Even small initiative, not a big thing, right? You want to do something, and then while going in court or law firm, any government offices, you can prepare something, right? And then you can pitch to government also. It may be adopted by government or any ministry, right, at the central level. So those things also can be done. Some of you must be aware of Supreme Court. They come up with live transcription, because whatever happening, so it will be live recorded. Again, trial was done in Supreme Court. So you can see this is done by one of the tech-based company, and the Nomology Technology Private Limited company. You can see. So 2 brother and 1 friend. So one brother was practicing UK, so he came in India, and then a lot of things happening in UK. Then thought, let me start something, and then in one of the function that they met Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, and then Chief Justice of India, they told them, so why don't you come and meet, and they run a trial. This everything is retail. For example, not possible like to record. So the people are there, whatever is dictated by judge. So it is being recorded, not all kind of thing. So you can see, for example, let me uh, see, everything's being recorded. Like for example, this is a Shiv Sena case. Right, going on. So you can see everything like Mr. Sibbal, that's wonderful. Chief Justice of Chandrachud, we are already there. Everything is being recorded, and then so they run a trial. Obviously, hopefully, things will change. And then whereas High Court also, I can see very 3-4 High Courts very prominent, even including Kerala High Court also I can see, and then Gujarat, and then 4-5 High Courts very. They keep doing some innovation in not necessarily everything come from Supreme Court only. Sometimes High Court also they are. How I don't know how many of where about this neutral citation. Anyone? Like we have SCC, ARI is there, so neutral citation is there. So Delhi High Court they come up with, and Kerala and then other High Court they're like they're having their own citation for the sake of convenience. First time happened, right? So you can see because a lot of many citations are available, and then Supreme Court they come up with later. So first initiated by Delhi High Court. Sometime you might have seen Kerala High Court they come up with initiate something like great initiative with the translation in Malayalam, right? So because everybody not well versed in English. Same thing. I'm from Gujarat, so everybody cannot read right English. So it should be available. So Kerala High Court is the front runner. So you can see in sometimes judgments are also there. They initiated judgment will be available in Malayalam also. So these are the problem, right? You can see while you're going, you observe, start working as a judge or maybe interns, right? Anywhere from like you can see not necessarily you have to be a part of government machinery, but you can things observe, come up with problem, see the problem and come up with the solution. B2L again, lawyers again we need business lawyers. So for analytic legal research, for example, case mind, and then even local research like live law we are using. So in that way we are using so those tools we are using Manupatra, SEC online, right? Then EBC platform, different LexisNexis platform that we're using, and then legal education. The platform they're running a course in that way. So those kind of platforms are B2L category. Now see, these are the example like different categories they are involved in. So some are focused on like live law, like they are into very. Like, I know how they started. So various other things also they involved in. Now it was free. Last I think 4 maybe 5-6 year maybe they started subscription. It was earlier open. They opened every judgment was available. They started doing now the phrase law graduate. They are offering 50 to 60,000 rupees. For the because they assign okay to focus on Supreme Court or particular High Court or particular Tribunal Commission and they prepare a summary on daily basis. They are getting 50, 60, 70,000 rupees. You can imagine. So last, I think 5-6 years, they started subscription, and then you can see they're leading in this legal. This is again law tools explaining law with the help of cartoons. This is again for the GNLU students. More than half of them I know whatever I have shown here. This is related to online courses. This is Locktopus for the conference seminar they started, and then this is the social legal startups information platform preparing summary of judgment. This is the GNLU student. This law briefs. This is a social legal startup started by two girls. Now, another example, I hope my slide is visible. Slide number 45.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So everybody aware about this. Again, after live law and then law seco, law Locktopus. And the various example, it has been a decade. Live law, law seco, Locktopus. So how they started, and then this example, I many time I call them the frustrated students, because as a student, this is NUJS, you can prominent law school in India. Even like if you don't think you have to fund a government law college, I know there are limitations in small law colleges, right? Don't try to compare with right. I know with other law schools because fees, other things are very different. Everybody cannot afford. So you are blessed. You are getting this education very 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 affordable rate, being in the government institutions. So they were the student, they started law Sikho and IP does Ramanuj and Abhyuday. This Tanuj, you can see locked up started when he was in second year. So earlier nowadays very very easy. So he used to go in cyber cafe and to make sure to make a one post. So why now everybody is getting conference seminar, how when things are happening from this particular platform. And then the corona time, you can see he started Locktopus Law School. So various courses, right? I hope some of might have seen in that way. So Locktopus Law School started various offering various courses. So it has been a decade. As a student, they started. It's not after passing law they started the initiative. Another plate, for example, this is a very young lawyer I to connect maybe 3 years back. So selling items, like for example, we get a lot of items like books we purchase, like law books, for example, we purchase online, other things. But other things are also like apparel, like for example, dresses, gowns, and then blazers, others, whatever accessories are there, that is also they are selling. So you can see accessories, apparels, and bookstores, and then journals. So his his name is Pralay Chakrabarti from Kolkata. And then Anoop sir has stated like bot pro. Yeah, this is again chat GPT style. So you put up legal query and get the answers in that way. Started by a young lawyer. This again, you can see this is my initiative. I started in 2018. So I have classified legal startup in my way for the, you can just check it out later on website. So you can say like online, I have to do online search. So I can, so that's why I have classified. And then obviously country wise also online search, information platform, legal services that I have to do, or technology platforms are there, legal aid, legal awareness, online courses. So that way I have classified, as per my understanding. So nothing, right? You can also classify your way also. Okay, what can class this startup can classify? Uh, in lockdown, many you can they started this started doing some initiatives. You can say again nothing new in this way. So everybody, I keep telling everyone, don't try to become a live no octopus. They started, that is fine. Or maybe you can focus on particular thing. Like a judgment related thing, I will focus on particular laws judgment only. So those way like in I have seen insolvency, bankruptcy courts, IBC judgments are there, or maybe others. So you can also pick up on particular law and then focus on that way. Don't try to, okay, they have started, October started. So I have seen so many other platforms are also there. They same thing like a conference seminar thing. What Octopus are doing, judgment. You will see big runner like I'm not talking about SCC thing. So bar and bench, and then Octopus. They are like I would say neck to neck. They are competing in the market. SCC again, they are a very old one. They're different category, AIR and SCC. So different way you can see this is again conference seminar on that way they started. So nothing new in this particular area. Uh, Again, doing law not necessary you have to start something in law or field only. So you can see here they are my students. So they start for doing law. They started platform for the transportation. This she did LLB from GNLU and PGDM from Entrepreneurship Development Institute in Ahmedabad. So they did entrepreneurship course after law. So transportation platform they started, and then VSC SA, so she's LLM from GNLU, she started platform for artists. So artist adda platform, so platform for open mic. So not necessary you are doing law, you have to start something in law field. So there are platform started by engineers, right? Not law students. Some you might have seen law memes also, right? Different law memes are there. So the platform very well known, Dead Deal Law and Law Meme Society. So in law memes they started, and then there are lakhs of followers are there in the way and doing wonderful job. I know them personally in that way. Different you see initiative in the law school. So I can see different like GNL. Obviously, I was part of as a faculty. You can see they set up. So this started in 2014 with the Cell. Now it's a company, Section 8 company, right? Who must be aware about matter of Consular Companies Act. So it's not for profit company. 2018. So as a faculty coordinator, 2018, 18. So got registered with the Companies Act. So I keep telling like various institution you can have a entrepreneurship cell, innovation technology cell, whatever can see. Sometimes they say is like NL Odisha, like legal tech innovation cells. Those way you can just so cell you can start and start doing some activities in that way. So we start like we have moot court committee, culture committee, debate committee, different committee. That's why I keep so if they recently like you can see the CII that Alliance Chanakya National Launch in Patna. So they have been doing some activities for last couple of years, and recently they organized a business plan competition also. So I was a judge in final. So very great, and again it was open for all, not only law for again different others. People from domain they also participated in this way. Law school again, so Jindal, NS Bangalore again. Cell they started again. They are not unfortunately things are not happening in that particular cell. And then another part you will see like I keep telling compulsory elective course can be offered in legal entrepreneurship. I went to NEJS National Kolkata. I offered value-added course on legal entrepreneurship innovation for a week, 16 hours. Recently, I taught as BCom LLB in Nirma University. So third year there's a paper called entrepreneurship. So it's a compulsory subject. So in that, I talked about legal entrepreneurship, making business plan, case studies that I discussed. I taught a couple of week in at Nirma University. So those were obviously maybe in syllabus or maybe extra course, some training program. Things can be happen. And then keep writing. Seeing like we have been doing courses also, doing research on the legal startup writing. This it is in the final stage of the publication this book on entrepreneurship of first of its kind book in India. Now example you can see this is a business plan competition being happening. So I request just start participating if your idea small and then make a business plan, go and participate in this kind of competition. I also participated as a faculty. I have participated in the competitions. Now obviously as a judge I have also judged various competitions, but I also participated in various competitions. So you can see this is a business plan competition, workshop on law legal startup, a GNLU, and then this last 2 years this National Forensic Science University. This is with I gave the idea and then initiated this business plan competition, legal hackathon. So two edition have been done. Now the Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, one of the prominent law firm you must be aware about. So they have been starting for I think 2019. They started this initiative Praram. Praram means initiate something. That is a Hindi word Praram. So CAM Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas. So they are supporting. So here, for example, you can see this is an internship facilitating internship. GRTC intern. This is UPS Dehradun student. His name is Mayank. This is online documentation platform for legality. And this legal mind started by three engineers. You can say this one, third one. They supported this thing, and then this is the first cohort and second cohort. They also supported another three the ventures. One of the venture I know name is Pre-Solve 360. This is a ODR platform, online dispute resolution platform. So this is the way they supported. Now, for example, you can see, yeah. So this is one of the editorial I was reading in Times of India. So family law biggest issue is the property, right? So this guy you can see he is a not a braver lawyer. Asan, the platform called Asan means easy. This is a Hindi word, Asan and then will. So he is a engineer. You can say is engineers Bits Pilani and master in nanotechnology from Cambridge University, and then he did MBA from London Business School. So this is like he started platform for will. Another platform started by chartered accountants on will only. So this is the example you can say people from other background they are solving our problem, right? We should know our problem very well, but unfortunately we see people from outside they are solving a problem. Supreme Court, you can see this is like first time in history they come up with a hackathon. So they invited, obviously it was not open. So they invited idea from even from the law clerk also from issue law, for example, filing a listing in judicial matter. So filing of cases and listing of cases that matter. So they started first time in happening. I'm sorry. Uh, uh, Another things I don't know how many of you aware about this thing. So the government of India, they come up with hackathon, Smart India hackathon. So various ministry and department, they listed their problem statements. This is the problem of the particular ministry and department. Then they invited idea. So this was the Smart India hackathon 6th edition. So you can see here, this is again I got it from like the Department of a Minister of Law and Justice. They listed, obviously other ministry also there. They listed their problem statement. So you can see their issue, which I am not like I have just put here also. They ask idea solution from case management, platform for children's right, under trial prisoners, and legal awareness. So they listed the problem, like you can see select theme and category, what are the organizations. So you just check it out maybe. So you can go through what are the problem, and then again second thing. So that we listed this problem. So last 5 6 months, student from engineering background. So few months back, a student from VIT Chennai. So he approached me and then also explained me online, sir, have please guide me in this way. So I listened to his problem online setting. Anyway, so he was a first year computer engineering students, and he and his team was working on the platform for the under trial prisoners. So the first year I was really surprised, right? And not a single law student approached me in last, I would say, after this in competition maybe. So this I only surprised why uh, other why we are not focusing on this, because we know problem very well, day in day not we are studying, learning, and then somebody from outside solving our problem in this way. Various platforms are there, so small courses, free courses. This is again see I was in corona, I think corona times I was idle, so I searched this thing and attended this course. If wants nothing about certificate, if want certificate they have to pay, otherwise free. So there are also platforms you do this course is like do your venture entrepreneurship for everyone. So great insight, some I learned a lot of terminology from that particular courses. Again, a lot of sometimes you see certificate courses or diploma, PG, anything, right? It's up to your interest, right? You can get knowledge. If you have obviously there are issue with curriculum also. We have syllabus, we have to complete semester and then complete the course. Sometimes, many time, not sometimes, many time not possible to complete. Addition to add this kind of extra courses. But whenever there is introduce anything happens, so do participate, right, in this particular initiative courses. Let me tell you, this is a that my initiative I started as a faculty, as I told you, and then since 2016 I started, and then I put a pro bono tab in this pro bono. Again, it is a platform to legal aid, legal awareness. I started this platform. So again, I'm not going to detail. Legal startup I started to promote legal startup in India. Again, I was in GNLU. So many are I thought of let me start this platform to promoting legal startups, and then you can check it out. Some interviews are also there, some details are also there in that way. And so what are happening in legal startups. So for that platform, legalstartup.info, the court managers are also there. Court management things in that way. So with the help of court manager, I started this platform called courtmanagement.in. And then it has been 2 years. The law teachers platform I started for the law teachers in India. The name is Law Teachers India. Real estate law I started last year for related to real estate. And then right now I'm working on this education laws in India. So this is initiative one focusing on some particular objective initiative. I started in last, you can see, since 2016, 7 years I started this platform. Uh, this again for the promotion, as I told you. So many students, let me tell you, most of students I learned from the students how they started, and then how taking. So I started to now. I remember in GNLU 3 4 students, they are having startups. And after doing various activities, they started learning these things, and now 3 4 students they got the funding. Uh, by the now, as per the latest information, like more than maybe like 20 students they got the funding. So different hobbies depending upon the, because in Gujarat we have student startup innovation policies there. So funding is given to institutions, and then from there students get funding up to, earlier it was 2017 they started. So that also you can think, like maybe your friend, anybody's there, relative maybe here, so he or she can start something, you can join him or her, or you can get the advantage of. So not necessary you have to focus on particular funding support system only. get support from Kerala Startup Mission, your institution, various other incubator systems are there in your state, district, other districts, other state also you can get the funding in that way. So that way you can see. So now, like for example, different schemes are also there in Gujarat, maybe other states also nearby. So think right in that line. So system is there. You just think, start exploring. I would say within 1 year, if a dedicated, you'll get to know how things are happening, and then 1 to 2 year, you'll get to know what kind of support system are available, where to go. We'll get the guidance. You will meet someone, he or she, that or institution will guide. Okay, go here, right? We have limitation. We can give funding only up to 2 lakh rupees or whatever, 2 lakh, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees maybe. You can go to. I remember one of the students from. GNA, so GNA, there's a course on MBA also. So he got some support, not that much, because some initiative they require a lot of funding in lakhs. So there is 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees, nothing will happen in that way. So in that will you see. So he got the funding from GNLU also, another funding from another institution, and then as of now, I think got funding from more than 4 5 institutions. So that way you can get support and start approaching other institutions also, incubators and systems are in that way. So I'm done from my side. So thank you very much. I'm open for questions.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Yeah.
Sir, actually, when we get into the field of law as a student, we can see that many apps and sites are available for free and on payment also. But as you said, as an entrepreneur, we should aim at the common people. So how a common people will come to know that these many lawyers are available in a city, or these are the best thing in which there. And moreover, to my knowledge, that the lawyers are not allowed to advertise. So keeping both these requirements and condition in mind, how can we just go to the common people?
No, again, look, just forget about this thing. Lawyer cannot advertise. We have to also market, promote ourselves. Otherwise, we will come to know what kind of service we are giving. That way, right? So things are there. A lot of things are there in books. But again, obviously, again, like for example, Indian Kanun. So now other paid platforms are also there. Live law, you can see my 5 6 articles are also there. I'm not able to access right now. Reason because they are asking subscription. Then those things are there. So it was free earlier, and then now revenue. For example, big uh, the revenue from the advertisement they are earning money, and from the subscription also they are getting money, and they're if you see it like other platform, so SEC or AR, they're charging thousands of rupees. Here they keep advertising live law. Okay, per day you are just paying 3 or 4 rupees or 150 rupees or per month. Just keep advertising, right? So in that way, obviously you can develop some platform. It can reach out to masses in that way, and it can obviously get the funding. As I told you, like people will fund you, so revenue other sources, right? From you're not getting money from that side, right? For again for the other side, for advertisement and other things, so you can get the money, right? So from there also, tax support from government also can build up this kind of a platform. We will give you money, build up this platform for the people at large, spreading information, awareness in that way. So those things are also can happen in this way, and then obviously we can advertise. Nothing wrong and right. So a lot of things are being written, right? Law. I hope I have answered or anything I like to substitute.
So to make a few things clear, for a better clarification, sir. For example, I'll give an example, sir. I was in the Consumer Commission for my internship, sir.
Okay.
I saw many educated people who are actually presenting their case, and I could see after 3 or 4 hearing they are stuck up with the case, because from the other side, for the live case which I was going through was that an insurance company versus a common man. He was a professor only, but after 3 to 4 hearing, he couldn't continue his case. Then he had to hire a lawyer. What I'm trying to ask here is, how a person who, what we can understand that he would have been technologically savvy, or he would have all type of information before proceeding for this case. But even that person couldn't continue the case in a consumer commission. So how can we expect a common man to find a lawyer who will suit his needs, or who can give him justice? So till now, what I feel is that a common man is unable to identify a lawyer in this society, even today with all the technological support. So at this point, how as a what to say entrepreneur, as you have said that there's a ever-growing market and it is going, the litigation is going to be increased manifold. What we understand is that. So we have so much of opportunity, but we are ready to what to say, serve the people, but the people are unable to get our service. How can we fill this gap?
No, how? Look at this. It's you have to make an effort. You have to sell your product. You are telling we are able to do, they are not able to get. I think you are making contradictory statement. You want to provide service and they are not able to get. I'm not really able to understand. Like, legal service authority is there. Legal service authority. You're
Yes,
in
sir.
which year?
But sir, I am in the first year only, sir.
Yeah. So Legal Services
My,
Authority Act is there 1987. It came into force
yes,
in
sir.
1995. Many people are not aware about this kind of act. Recently, I told you example of Nyay Bandhu. I'm not expecting you to learn these things because again, seniors may not be aware about this initiative. Nyay Bandhu, Tele Law, Nyay Mitra. This kind of schemes have tech base. Nyay Bandhu, so lawyers can enrolled in that way, and beneficiary also can get the benefit from on it's a tele law. You can just write down tele law, Nyaya Bandhu app. These platforms are also there, so they have to reach out. They now last 4 5 years they are making effort to reach out to people. Now getting judgment is a very Herculean task, right? So and people are making money. This is judgment delivered by Supreme Court, High Court, and people are there with their effort, AI based, and then various. Technology platform, they are making money. Manu Patra ICC and then the others, yeah, they're making money. So Indian Kanun, there's the first initiative, I would say, judgment they make. They started with around 50,000 judgment that make available for people. We need judgment nowadays. Very different now. It's a very great initiative. You can see Supreme Court coming with ESCR. How many have seen that Supreme Court reporter ESCR? Anyone? I don't know.
I have seen it, sir.
Sorry. You have used.
I could visit that site one or twice, sir.
Yeah. So I really recently, last month I visited, I could see, I would say great effort. I would not good, great effort, but because freely available. Because for that, we have to reach out other places, and then you can see it's not affordable, right? Even people don't expect that. People they want to spend and then thousands of rupees. Maybe they don't want to spend few hundred rupees per month also for getting those. It's freely, and then great initiative because it was very Herculean task to get judgment from Supreme Court, High Court website. So those way, and then it's very accessible. I could just click and then interface. It was very good, I would say. ESCS Supreme Court reporter. So it's a great initiative in that way. So you have to obviously, I can see that you want to. I don't know your name. Your name's S written, so I'm not able to pronounce your name. So,
Sajrab, sir.
So okay, thank you. So you can whatever initiative I have discussed, right? That is for the social. I would say the law teachers pro bono for the social. I would say awareness for some benefit, not making money. I want to start something and making money. Obviously, think monies are required to run any initiative. So in that way, I can see your initiative. The intention is objective to do something for the society. So you can build platform, and then now support system are available. Sometimes you need few thousands of rupees in the beginning. The Loctopus guy, they started this Loctopus with the 8,000 rupees only, and now you can see the serving lakhs of great amount of money. Is a LLP, limited liability partnership, and getting great money. So I suggest you just think, and then I'm not taking go for very big thing, so many laws. Pick up, I keep telling pick up small thing, right? I will focusing on senior citizen law, or maybe any other thing, your area of interest, right? But I focus on particular segment or particular law, and do build up those kind of platform. For example, this education I thought of. I was reading one of the article, so I thought of, and right now working on those fields. So legal aid also, a lot of stories you can see. So on platform I started on legal aid WhatsApp. So for that I started this thing, obviously, and then we have to promote and market legal aid. I don't know how many are interested in the legal aid thing. It's very we don't focus on legal aid in our law school. Unfortunately, everybody should do some kind of initiative. Unfortunately, we are not focusing on that part. So that way we have to promote, right? So pro bono culture, legal aid thing, and what kind of innovation also we discuss in legal aid also. So this is how to reach out to people. So this is the help of Nyabandhu, telelaw, with the help of technology. So how can reach out to people? So these are the initiative recently done, not years back. You can just check it out. This last 4 5 years have been done. I hope I have answered your query.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And try to solve problem wherever you are, right? Things are not there, and try to resolve those problems, right? Rather than maybe if you want to do, no problem. I'm not stopping anyone going entire state level or maybe national or international level. Any other question, query?
So, adding to what the earlier speaker asked, I think a grave concern that bothers a lot of law students, especially after they graduate, is the problem of accessibility. Like, I am a person who loves writing, so I work for this NGO. On their website, I occasionally publish articles. So, when I show this article to my mother, she says, it's a good article, you've written it very well, but the thing is, the question she shoots
Do
is
you make
that
money? Do you make
no,
money?
no,
Or
no, no,
that? So
no,
no,
sir.
that I'm asking for maybe because parents keep asking, "Paisa, you do you get money if you're doing this kind of job?"
No, 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 no. So when I show the article to my mother, she shoots a question: how many common people read this article? She asks how many common people, have the knowledge to understand what you've written in this article. It's really good content. You've structured it, you've clarified it, but the again, whether it is accessible to common people, who can't even maybe pronounce the names of the statutes correctly, whether it is specifically addressed to their understanding. So that is the question she regularly shoots, and I'm always bothered by this question: how do we improve that accessibility of knowledge of law to common people?
Yeah, that's a very great, I would say, thought. I would and then you are also concerned, right? This is the first step. You are concerned, right? You will get a solution. Let me tell you. There's a concern, like same thing, right? Wherever you start, like in state, like we should reach out to in the Malayalam language in Gujarat also. Like it's very difficult to understand for us. For example, there is a new law. It takes a lot of time to for for us to understand, right? We keep reading again and again. So in that way, I've seen some of the states law schools, they prepare a booklet, other things in local language, in like Hindi. I was talking to the law school in Jaipur. So, sir, we have prepared a booklet, 2 3 booklet in local language in Hindi, right? So, because people can and then recently one of the open house talk was that National Human Rights Commission. So, I could check out. I suggested them because literature are available in uh, English and Hindi only. What about other states? Same thing should be available. Some handbook is there or some literature is there. It should be available in different language, at least prominent language. Obviously, uh, English is there. It should be translated in like Hindi, Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu. Right, it's a prominent one. Those can be at least we can see like whenever a movie comes in, for example, South in. So I can see by prominent languages the movies. Available is there. It's available in that particular that language. So you have to they come up with, so definitely. So you can nowadays with the help of you have written that particular article, maybe you can get it translated by obviously. You have to check also. It's not like, for example, from with the help of translator, you just translate it, but it may have something different meaning also can be there. So you just check it out that way also. People are there. You prepare article, get it translated, and then one of the business plan competition, I think 2 years back. So one of the students they come up with like constitution, like it's very like everybody is supposed to know like constitution of India. So how can you reach out to those people? So they presented the platform, and they also display that animated video also, like explaining the rights of our rights and duties with the help of that comic animation. So those were things as I this law tunes they explain. I had two sisters, they started law tunes, so explaining law with the help of cartoons. This is way like how can you reach out language or with the help of animation also, or maybe entire act is there. You can just put the basic what are the things are there. This kind of law is available. For example, right to education. So right, so major like 6 to 14 years they can get the language, and then 4 or 5 things you can display in local language. No need to put entire law in that way. When they were approaching us, like I don't know how in a part of legal aid clinic, so this way they can reach out. Then you can explain in your local language. At least because they can basic thing, give them basic thing, and then later on you can explain in your local language, and then help them out. I hope I have answered your query. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, am I audible?
Thank you. Yeah.
Have you achieved what you when you started up, or is there anything more to achieve? For example, if I can say that you started to conquer the sea, are you at least in the middle of the sea or not now?
Nothing. We have to keep moving. Nothing right now. I have not set the benchmark right now. Just keep moving. So we before starting, let me tell you, like don't think too much, right? I'll be starting. I'll be achieving this. We spend a lot of time thinking in this. So think and then 5 times 10 times do more, right? Whenever I let me tell you whatever I started, I just thought of, I talked to my friend, I have to start this thing, book the domain name, we'll start something, float my idea, right? Regarding the financial assistance from law teachers or court managers, right? You can see it's a crowdfunding base. So that's why I started doing, and then gradually get the idea. You starting like thinking too much, right? Okay, I'll be doing this thing, I just enter benchmark, this should be the sales, nothing, right? You may fail in few months also. I have seen people start very vigorously, they do some activity, and then I have seen, let me tell you, I don't want to name this right now, we don't have time. They started, they do couple of some activities, and now they're sleeping, they're doing job. So we don't think too much, right? So you'll get right, you just start something, right? Leave, like get out from your home, you just see, learn, do, iterate. Still a lot of things have been done, right? I would say I can't say right a percentage, different type of and a lot of things, new things I have done that not done in India for the law teachers, or especially I would say last couple of years. So many activities we have done, not done in India before that. So don't consider as every time as a money also. Sometimes some objective are also there, right? To achieve in that way.
So, what could be the five don't do's and five must do's would you advise to us?
Again, this is a big list. I have not. uh, do, for example, my personality, if you think, right, first keep observing, I would say, and then if it appeals to you, start working and be fast in executing, right, and then you'll get support. Let me tell you, don't think people will come to support you in the beginning, right? You have to, it's a very only journey. So after some times, and then you have at least 3 4 years you have to in that line, then you'll start getting some result, right? So don't think, right, after in a few months you'll start getting results. So have some so recently I was one of the school, I was chief guest, I told them if you want like succeed, so you can I told like for like name them like IVPP, innovation, right? Do innovate, VPP, right? Value addition, and then that persistence, right? And then patience. So you keep doing do thing out of box, keep doing value addition, and then baits up. And always you let me tell you, like so many things, like I would say, like small to bigger, uh, making a lot of difference, I would say. And then let me tell you, more people that I have seen, and don't try to copy. Don't like for example, don't try to be others, and focus on one important thing. Don't try to copy. They have started, let me start this thing, or obviously somebody started, so you can uh, breach those gap. Okay, they are not doing this thing, so I can do this thing. Great networking, I would say. Keep innovating, let me tell you, keep thinking, and then this will become a habit. People are telling me, sir, how you think this kind of various initiative? This is exercise. Once you start thinking, let me tell you, one, two, three, four, five. A lot of things will keep happening because you started uh, brainstorming, you started something. So that link will start. That will happen, helping, happening also. Yes, sir. I hope.
Sir, we couldn't get your phone number, sir. That is 994. To after that, the slide got off. Can you just tell your phone number, sir, please, if you don't mind?
Yes, I'll, number is there with faculty. And PPTs also I've shared. I could have taken almost 2 hours. So I was in a rush. So I have not. So I request student member please circulate PPT so they can.
Yes, sir. That will be done. That will be
They
done.
can be just go through later. So many things. It takes almost 2 hours for better discussion. Yeah. Any other question query?
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so this is something which is in reference to whatever Anoop Ambika sir have stated about job opportunities enhanced by technological development like AI in the legal sphere. But another concern being debated among the lawyers is whether there will be a job displacement. Will lawyers lose their jobs when we have a technical mechanism for bringing up legal solution? So, what's your opinion on it, sir?
And nothing, no need to worry. For example, we have to become and don't sir. I can see sir talked about a lot of things related to tech. So don't think tech, use tech, or when there is no I can't see tech in that particular. So don't think right in that way. So people have AI, ChatGPT. You can see people are telling like, oh, judgment will be available and this and that. Still, we have to apply our mind using tech. That is fine. So we should consider as a facilitator. Right? When I remember, like I don't know, obviously it won't be possible to you. So in banking, what happened? Like nothing was it is in a lot of things were happening in like hard copy everything all nothing. So people when computer came, so there was a lot of reluctance, but they learned computer, right? So basic thing they learned, and then you can see things are there. We have to also learn. I'm not telling become a tech savvy. People are telling I'm running this website. This nothing. Some basic idea should be there, right? How to search, you do legal research, other things. I don't think sometime when tech comes people see like displacement, we lose our job, nothing. So we have to keep upgrading. There will be limitation, right? Being a government law college, I know I studied in small law college, faculty issue, and then resources, books are not available, a lot of things are there. We try comparing with I went to Rajasthan University recently also, and then it is in Hindi, that's in Hindi also, sir. We don't have that opportunity. Don't worry. People are just paying only 4,000 rupees fees. Other law school you can see almost you are in. I paid. I would say for LLM, LLB, and LLM 50,000 rupees, right, for 5 years. Now in that way, so don't think right. It's a facilitator. So don't that you have to keep sharpening your edges, keep learning new things, what new things are coming up. Don't try to it won't be an excuse. I studied in government law college, small law college, and then I studied in Gujarati medium, not in English medium. So it may be like issue for you also. Some of maybe like somebody not that much people are there in only like for local level, go to some other part, Hindi, maybe some Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada. They're not good at English. Don't worry about those things also. Keep learning it. If you're hungry, right, so you can find a way. Those will things happen, and don't worry about this tech thing. So it's part of life. Things will keep coming. You will learn. Yeah. Any other question, query?
If anybody has any other questions, you may ask now. Hope nobody has queries. Sir, we will be moving on with the session since we have time constraints.
Yeah, sure.
So, firstly, thank you so much for the enlightening keynote address because Sir has highlighted, the point thinking is an exercise clearly in his entire talk. That it is not just about moving with the general trends of our profession, but it is also about using, harnessing the power of our thinking and using it to address, the lacunas in law, especially us being the future flag bearers of the profession. So thank you so much, sir. Moving forward, also, thank you to all the speakers who were asked those engaging questions and to Sir for his concise responses. So, as we draw to a close of this engaging and enriching webinar, I would now like to invite Meena P., fourth year law student at Government Law College Trivandrum and coordinator of the placement cell, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, on behalf of Placement Cell of Government Law College Thiruvananthapuram, I'm honored to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who contributed to the success of today's webinar on Expert Talk on legal startups and innovation. Firstly, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Anoop Ambika sir for inaugurating this webinar. His dedication to providing opportunities for the law students and ensuring their professional growth is truly commendable. Thank you for sharing your time and wisdom with us, sir. Next, to our esteemed keynote speaker, Kalpeshkumar sir, we are deeply grateful for your insightful presentation. Your expertise and knowledge in the field of legal startups have provided us with invaluable perspectives and inspiration. And of course, you had cleared most of the doubts and queries that have been put up by your students. And thank you for the effort and time that you have spent with this. Like almost 1.5 hours, you were speaking with us, sharing your ideas, and it was truly commendable. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my profound gratitude to our esteemed principal, Dr. Bindumol VC, for her enlightening presidential address. And her dedication and passion for education and student development are evident in every initiative that she undertakes. Next, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to Mr. Safisar for his invaluable help in organizing this session. Your guidance, support, and dedication have been crucial to the success of this event. Thank you for always being there to assist and for your unwavering support. Next, I would like to thank our placement cell convener, Viber, for entering the welcome speech. And a special thanks to our compare, Asia Rahman, for your excellent moderation and smooth conduct of the session. And thank you to the person who handled the technical side, Nawal. Your behind the scenes work has ensured a seamless experience to all the attendees. And lastly, I want to thank all our attendees for participating and engaging in this webinar. Your active involvement and enthusiasm has made this event truly special. Once again, thank you all for making today's webinar a resounding success, and we look forward to many more enlightening sessions in the future. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, other team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. With that, we come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much, everyone, for your presence and participation. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.